Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to RTG Mondays. We are on round 4, and we've come to sunny old Silverstone. And that nearly failed because I was expecting that to rain. But yeah, we're in the home of British Motorsport, Silverstone. For round 4, as I say, things are getting very interesting. What a track we have for you this evening. Silverstone always produces great racing. Absolutely love seeing some good races around here. So I'm excited for this one. I hope you guys are too, and I hope you tune in. We have qualifying. I think I saw earlier that it was a sprint race as well. So extra points, extra racing out there this evening. I'm presuming they're doing qualifying, then the sprint race finishing positions will set the course for the Grand Prix, I imagine. So have to keep an eye out for that. That will potentially spice things up if you get a bad sprint. It might wreck your race. But we'll jump in with the standings first of all while we're waiting for everyone to get out in qualifying. At the moment, Chuckle is taking an early lead after his win last time out in Qatar. A couple of second places, but a win last time out in Qatar. Sees his podium streak continue. He's on 74 points ahead of Josh McGill in the Mercedes on 59 points. He was not in attendance for last week's race, having won the first 2 races of the season. So he's dropped back a little bit in the points. And his teammate AJ Baker not far behind, 56 points, only 3 points behind. And another 4 points behind that is Paul Jones Jr. in the Williams. So it's really, really close. Chuck rounds out the top 5. Ginge in 6th, Matty in 7th, Prodigy in 8th, Royal Rumble in 9th, Alto Street in 10th. And beyond that we have Phils, Bugatti, Looney Man, Kingsholm, Danny, Craig, Creepser, Aki, Prof and an empty seat. In the constructors, it is Haas that are leading the way, but only just 128 points to 115 for Mercedes, so very, very close at the top of the times there. And Williams up far behind on 91 either in that podium spot. Ferrari come next, 58 points, trailed by McLaren and AlphaTauri, who were joint on 36 points apiece, so extremely close there. Alpine hot on their heels with 31, and Red Bull even closer behind that on 30. Alfa Romeo on 21, and Aston Martin on 21, and then Alfa Romeo bringing up the rear on 17. So all to play for, yeah, and we have a cracking Grand Prix surely ahead of us. We have 20 drivers on the grid now this evening. We will get up a little bit of data, including the track map and everything, so we can see where everyone is going. I'm not sure who's on laps, who isn't. We'll go with Josh McGill. He's carrying through Sector 1. He's naturally set a purple because nobody set a lap time yet. We have a yellow in Sector 3. I think that's somebody just slowing down. And we'll see what this Mercedes can manage. He's been absolutely monstrously quick so far this season. Josh McGill taken to this game like a duck to water. He is, I would say, on pure pace, certainly in quali, head and shoulders above most people in RTG at the moment. So going to be a really, really tough one for anyone to beat him this evening. But he's not prone to mistakes, and I don't think his race pace is quite up to the same standard as quali paces, which, I mean, take nothing away from his race pace. It's phenomenal on its own, but I think his quali pace is just that good at the moment. But maybe he can sort of iron that out a bit and bring his race pace up. I'm sure he's been practicing to try and do so. And he's going to set us off with a 25.6, which is a pretty rapid lap, I think, around here. Who else have we got about to finish a lap? We got Fields. I think AJ's about to finish a lap. Gets in the other Mercedes, so he could be next. And across the line he goes. It's a 26.7, so a fair way behind his teammate. But he's going to be not too happy about being that far behind. Looney Man pops it into third, not that far behind AJ. So it's a decent lap from the Aston Martin. Who else have we got out there? No, that's all in a completely different place. Do we have a no? Where's the other Ferrari? Bugatti? There he is, and he pops it up to P6. We've got Kingsholm also set a lap, 26.9, to see him into P4 for the time being. Flea, Creepser, RTG Lee all setting laps as well. We'll have a look. Anyone about to finish a lap. I think that's Aki. It was. Where did Aki go? He went up to P5. Sorry, I can't keep up with this. And look how close that is between Kingsholm and Aki. That is a thousandth of a second between the two of them. That is very, very close indeed. As we go further down now, we have Ross G, 23. Not a name I'm familiar with. So welcome to RTG if you are new. In for the last chicane he goes in that Red Bull. And up to the line. Wes is going to put him, and that's P2. That's only 2/10 behind Josh McGill, so very, very impressive lap from the newbie. Chuckle about to set a lap? No, Chuckle about to go onto a lap. Matty Jones looks like he could be on a lap. He's got a Williams hot on his heels as well. I think that's Paul. So see where these two go. Matty goes up to P7. Where does Paul go? That's P3. Good lap from him. A little way off the top two though, but cleared himself from the field somewhat. That's an interesting line. Goes out the way. Ginger's about to come through the final chicane now. So let's keep an eye on the other Williams. Normally pretty much on a par with Paul at the moment, as Lewis G now goes to P2. And what did I say? Look how close those Williams are. Absolutely predicted that one to a T. Yeah, so close. And Lewis G sets the lap that puts him into P3. So the Red Bull's looking pretty feisty this evening too. They'll be ones to keep an eye out for. Chuckle also wants to keep an eye out for. Coming through the middle sector now. Down the straight that I don't know any corner names. I'm going to need to get like a track map up or something on Google, I think. I think it's the Wellington Straight, isn't it? Was it? Yeah, or is it the Hangar Straight? It's the... who knows? Who knows? As we go across the line, Chuckle also sent it next to his teammate in 4th and 5th. So... take Josh McGill out. We've got 2 Red Bulls, 2 Hasses, 2 Williams. Both flanked by the 2 Mercedes, interestingly. So it's, you know, evenly matched teams at the moment. Who else have we got to set a lap? Is Prof on a lap? Let's watch him through Maggots and Beckett. Neat and tidy. Just misses the apex on the final corner there, but not too bad. DRS wide open, and then fling it into this right-hander. Take a lot of speed. Use that aerodynamic, the aerodynamics on the car to try and make it stick as much as you can. And then it's very slow speed through the left and right. Very tricky. Get on the power. A bit more easier in these cars. You can plant it coming out of there across the line, and it's good enough for P15 for the Aston Martin driver. A little bit behind his teammate Looney Man. I'm sure he's going to be looking to try and improve that somewhat. Who else do we have on a lap? No, Creeps is not on a lap. Like he might have been. Is Aki on a lap? It looks like he's just gone on to a lap, so we will keep an eye on him. Welcome to everyone joining as well. If you are in the chat, do pop a comment down as always. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you've got any favourite drivers, the usual mumbo jumbo, or just if you want to tell me how terrible my commentating is and how much I'm missing. By all means, put that down there. Just be nice. As Aki goes through the old start-finish straight now into Cops. Oh, I think he's backed out of this lap. Is AJ on a lap as he goes through a split in sector 1? Yep, AJ is on a lap. He's a 10th up in sector 1. What can he manage through the rest of this lap? As he gets a nice drive using the runoff nicely on the exit. Through Cops, absolutely easily flat. Piece of cake on this game. Was a real challenge last year's game. You'd have to drop it down a gear or just give a slight lift or so. But on this game, piece of cake, flat. That's a lot of speed carried into the right-hander. He keeps it on the track, which is always good. And into the final chicane he goes. Got a little bit loose, I think, last time he came through here, but no such troubles this time round. So I imagine this will be a nice improvement for him, and it certainly is. Nearly 6/10 improvement, and that's good enough to see him split the two Haas drivers in P5. Very nice lap from him indeed. But we're going to watch with Ross G, 23, newbie to RTG. Not seen him before. And in that Red Bull, set a very, very impressive opening lap. And he's just starting his next flying lap as he goes through the first sector now. Tricky sequence of corners. If you get it go wide or too early in one corner, you ruin your run into the next corner. It just ruins the flow all the way through. A lot of corners on this game like that. You get one corner leads into another, and if you mess the first up, it just messes the whole sequence up. So yeah, there's lots of time to be lost in getting the wrong line or that through this circuit. Mercedes getting out of his way very nicely, and he's taking a lot of speed and driving through Magnus and Beckers very aggressively. And this is nice driving here from the Red Bull. He's still down by a 10th though, so he's pretty much matching his previous best. But it's not going to be good enough to displace Josh McGill from pole just yet. Perhaps his opening lap is too good, but no, he's decided to back out. He obviously didn't get a good run on that one. What's his teammate Lewis going to do? No, he's going to back out. Chuck's going to go just a bit slower through sector 1, so no improvement there. Oh, a little bit of a slide on next to the Chuckle. Can't imagine we're losing too much time though. And he is marginally down in sector 1 as well. Paul has invalidated his lap. He's given his teammate Ginge a nice little tow there down the back straight. The two Williams working in tandem very nicely. Good teamwork there. Hopefully that'll help propel his teammate further up the board. And it certainly did, but not by much at all really. Just helped him sneak further ahead of his teammate. Coming into the end of sector 1, he's down on his time, so he's not improving. Two McLarens in tandem as well. Ooh, Chuck's put it up to P3. That went unnoticed. That's a great lap from the Haas driver. His teammate now crosses the line, and I think he's about to start himself another flying lap. So let's see what the Haas driver can do. If his teammate backs up and waits for him, he might end up giving him a bit of a slipstream here. Don't be surprised to see that happen. But we shall see. But that's not a good run for Chuckle through there, and I imagine that's going to see him down in sector 1. Yeah, he's turned his ERS off, and that's going to be that for him. There's Prof now going through sector 1. Not many cars on track. Getting to that stage, qualifying just takes a momentary lull before the last few minutes, and then it's all rush to get on track right at the end. 2/10 up for the Aston Martin driver. That's a good sector 1 from him. 2/10 would see him displace the next car up in the leaderboards, but he needs to gain a little bit more time than that if he wants to get any higher than Royal Rumble, if he wants to start getting amongst the McLarens, and that is an invalidation. It's too much curb on the entry there from Prof. He's turned in too early and has unfortunately seen the end of this lap as Chuckle now pits, and that's pretty much it. We've got Bills on an out lap. That's about it really. As I imagine we'll see probably Prof come in at the end of this lap. Looney Man also on an out lap. Yeah, comes in, so yeah, not much going on at the moment. But yeah, what a track Silverstone is. Interesting one in the race. The undercut is mighty powerful around here. Tyre wear reasonably high. It's quite high on the front left because of the high speed nature. last year the game replicated that brilliantly because your tyre wear was just monstrous around here. It was really, really difficult. But this year, little less so. For some reason, you'll be able to keep it under control. But the undercut is still massive. As we see a few more drivers also now come in for outlaps. As ooh, that's rather embarrassing, Looney Man. That has to be said. That was I'm so glad I caught that on stream. I'm sure you're not glad I caught that on stream. If you are watching, Looney Man, I'm sure your cheeks are very, very red. As he spins it while warming his tyres up. But let's hope he doesn't do that on his actual lap, as he goes now down across the new start-finish straight and into turn 1, absolutely flat, nice and easy. Flat through turn 2 of the left-hander, and it's hard on the brakes into then the first real corner on the track, turn 3, and then into turn 4. Get the car flicked round. You want to get on the power as early as you can, because any time gain there, you'd be flat all the way down this straight now and under the bridge. And then get the car thrown into the left-hander. It's a marginal improvement for Looney Man in the first sector, and then you want to try take a wide line a little bit and then get the car straightened up on the power really, really early, because once again you will gain time all the way down the old start-finish straight and into Cops, and especially with Cops being so easily flat in these cars, you will then start gaining it all the way down into Maggots and Beckett's once again. So it's a very important traction zone, that. And now into Maggots and Beckett's. Throw the car in. Keep the car touching each apex as much as you can. Do not let the car run wide. And it's a tenth and a bit up for the Aston Martin of Looney Man as he goes down this back straight and into the final fast flying right-hander. Keep it in within track limits. So easy to get a warning of disqualification there. Hard on the brakes. Flick left, miss the curb. Flick right, do not hit that sausage curb at all under any circumstances, and then flat out easily to the line, and it's a 2/10 improvement and sees him up to P10, which I'm sure he's going to be very happy about indeed. Lewis G, is he on a lap? He must be on a lap, I think, as he goes through the final chicane. He looks like he's pushing hard through here. There's some good speed taken through there. He's obviously running a lot of wings, and up to the line he does improve, but it's not going to see him improve any further in terms of positions, unfortunately. Josh McGill is on a lap. He's showing us not a 10th up, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Is Ross G on a lap? Ross G is on a lap, but stuck behind somebody at the moment. He is stuck behind an Alfa Romeo, and that is going to ruin his lap completely as Josh McGill now goes a 10th up. He is going to improve yet again. The timer has counted down now. Creeps has crossed the line. He'll be taking no more part in this session. He is in 18th. Just ahead of his teammate. Through the final chicane, the Mercedes of Josh McGill goes up across the line. Is he going to better this? He certainly does. It's a 25.406. What a lap from the Mercedes driver. Lewis G's given up. Chuck, is he on a lap? I don't know. AJ might be as well. Chuck was on a lap. I think Chuck will be the next to go through the last sector split. Let's see where he's at. Is he improving? It is. It's a 2/10 improvement. It's not going to be enough to trouble pole, but he can certainly get in P2 at this rate. That's going to be a good one to keep an eye out for as well. As AJ comes around into Maggots and Beckett's, where's Chuckle? He's going to come through. He's a 10th up as well. So the two Haas drivers are looking to improve. Let's see what they can manage through the final chicane. Paul Jones goes 5th. Chuck goes P2. What a lap from him. Where's Chuckle? Is he going to improve? He's through the final chicane as well. Across the line. Is it going to be improvement? It's going to be 5th. AJ is invalidated. He won't be improving. Aki's gone up to P9. Great lap from him. Lewis, I don't think he's on a lap. No, his battery's switched off. And I think that's pretty much it. Fleas in the pits. That is it for this qualifying session. Once again, Josh McGill head and shoulders above anyone else. Can anyone touch this man? He has won every race that he has taken part in this season. But unfortunately that non-attendance last week has cost him the championship lead, but I'm sure he's going to be looking to crawl it back at the moment. But what a lap there at the end by Chuck. That was a great effort. His teammate down in P5. Not far off of him, but it's enough to make a few positions. The two Red Bulls looking feisty in 3rd and 4th. And yeah, Ginge also, I didn't notice at the end, he managed to just jump his teammate. And look how close. Once again, Ginge and Paul absolutely level on pace. 26.136 and the 26.142. So close between those two. Always an entertaining battle. And that rounds the end of qualifying. Josh McGill takes pole position yet again. Chuck 0.3 back in the Haas. Red Bull 3 and 4, the Scottish pair, Ross G and Lewis G. I'm guessing maybe related or friends come over together. And Chuckle rounds out the top 5. Ginge in 6th, Paul 7th, AJ 8th, Aki in 9th, and RTG Lee rounds out your top 10. Very close. That qualifying, other than Josh McGill. But we'll come to expect that out of him. Let's see who has the race pace though on that one. And I'm very excited for this sprint race. It's going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works. We wait for everyone to pit their tyres, pit their fuel levels, change any last minute tweaks and adjustments they can to the setup that is allowed under Part Ferme, so tyre pressures. Might want to drop those from qualifying, always worth doing. Perhaps adjust the front wing even to a more race appropriate spec, depending how your car's set up. But yeah, you can do that, change your diff settings, that sort of thing. Things you can in real life under Part Ferme rules, but the majority of the setup all locked in, so it's too late now to change anything. It was great to get going. I do believe formation lap is off. I'm not sure. We will find out in a minute. No doubt. There's a glitch as well where we won't get a countdown timer, so we will just jump straight into it. So we're going to have to keep our eyes out for that as I jump in, and I don't want to miss the start because that does sound like something I would do. But there we go. What a race we have in store. I'm sure looking forward to this one. And as always, if you are watching, do pop your comments down. What's your prediction for the race? You've seen the qualifying grid now. This gives you an idea on who's quick round here and who's not. But who do you think's got the race pace? Do you think Josh McGill's going to run away with it? Do you think he's going to be challenged? What do you think that Red Bull pairing of Ross and Lewis G can do? Are they going to be able to challenge Josh, or are they going to drop like a stone, or are they just going to sit there? Who knows? We are yet to see, but I'm very excited to find out. As we are waiting, and we are going straight in to 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go for the Silverstone Grand Prix. The red lights held for an absolute age. It looks like it's a decent start from Josh McGill, a decent start from Chuck as well, who's having to fight off Ross G into the first corner, and he's managed to do so. Chuckle has also made a move on his brother Lewis G into turn 1. That's a great move. The two Hasses and the two Red Bulls fighting in place, and there's a Williams sticking his nose in there. That's Paul, who's had a great start ahead of his teammate. There's a bit of contact, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but there's a couple of position changes further back. AJ Baker has gone for a tumble further back as well. There's a McLaren way off the road. Wow, Paul's also now dropped back, and he's also been under attack from his teammate. And Lewis and Chuckle still going side by side as Lewis goes back up the inside of Chuckle, but Chuckle has the better run on him out of the corner, and the more traction. They're going to be side by side into Cop. Surely they can't do this, but they're going to anyway, and they both keep it on the track. That's how you do it, Max and Lewis. Brilliant racing from these two, but Lewis has the ascendancy. Matty Jones and Royal Rumble look like they've had moments through sector 1. They've both spun. Has there been contact from the two of them? We're not really sure. We will have to get a replay, not that we get access to that on that, but who knows. Josh McGill streaking away. Chuck trying to keep with him already. That gap 9/10. A second now, as Phils now has a moment. Oh, that's Flea who's made contact. I did just caught the back of that, and he is round. Creeps are now having a look at the back of Danny, and he gets it a little bit out of shape, and that's going to allow Prof maybe a run on him. Not quite. He's not close enough yet, but look, Ross G is very, very close to the back of Chuck. Can he make a move into turn 3? No, he cannot. But he's certainly looking racy, isn't he? Chuck struggling to stay with Josh McGill. He's already 1.5 seconds ahead. Look at the amount he's gained on that traction zone going on to that start-finish straight. Amazing stuff. But to the inside, Ross goes. He's going to send it. And he's got that move made, has he? Yes, he has. Chuck is forced to give up that position. And let's see now what Ross has in terms of race pace. Can he rein that gap in to Josh McGill, who's running away with it at the moment? He's brought it right down. I imagine that's a bit of battery and slipstream help him to gain that in a straightforward pass on Chuck in the end. And through we go. But what an opening couple of laps from this sprint race. We've had a couple of issues for a few people, which these have position change. Let's get that up on the screen. Filsy and Creeps are the ones gaining most positions up 4, but most only up 1 or 2. And there's a little look for Lewis G now at the side, at the back of the house driver. But don't forget Chuckle, he's right behind there as well. AJ and Matty Jones, the biggest losers in that first lap, down 9 and 8 positions. Flea, despite his spin, has stayed held position, started at the back. Obviously gained a few positions. Ross G now sets fast his lap. He's getting close, but not within that DRS, and we will have DRS activated now, so that is going to leave him potentially vulnerable to Chuck. But if he's got the pace to catch up with Josh, Chuck might just want to sit behind him, man. We are going to now go on to the tyres, and that now explains why Chuck was struggling so much in the early stages, because he is on the medium tyres, everyone else on the softs, and that is an interesting call from him, not thinking those softs are going to last very well. He wants the extra performance at the end of the stint, and that is an interesting and bold call from the Haas driver. As Chuck and Lewis now going side by side. Lewis goes up the inside into Cops once again. 2 cars going side by side into Cops, but that battery light is flashing. He is absolutely depleted his energy in 3 laps. It seems a little excessive from the Red Bull driver. That's going to leave him very, very vulnerable even now, though he has the DRS off his teammate just about. But there might be a position change here. Yeah, I don't think Chuck's going to fight it. He's going to let his brother Chuckle go in. Oh no, they're not. He's going to go back round the outside. They are going to fight this out. No, he tucks back in once again. Chuck dropping all the way down to P5 now. I'm sure that's not what he wants, but he will come strong towards the end of this race. Let his brother attack the 2 Red Bulls, see if he can do anything about that. Lewis G has dropped DRS now from Ross G. Can I just presume these guys are brothers as well? 2 brothers against 2 brothers? Can we go on that assumption or not? Who knows? As Chuck and Chuckle now going side by side. That must have been a mistake from Chuckle, because Chuck's back through, which is interesting. Ross G doing a good job keeping Josh McGill in check, but you know, Chuckle goes back past Chuck again, and I'm saying Chuck way too many times here. It's frying my brain. And the 2 Williams, nose to tail, sitting behind these guys as well, no doubt saving their battery and being patient. Lewis very close to DRS on Ross, but not quite. Paul now very close to the back of the Haas on those soft tyres. So far, Campbell not paying off massively well for Chuck, and he's used all of his batteries as well. That's going to leave him vulnerable. It certainly is to Paul, who's going to switch to the outside, and he's going to fly round the outside. Can he make it stick? They're still going to be side by side on the exit, but Paul has the better run and is more confident on the brakes. Chuck gives that one up, and that's a great move from the Williams there. And he saved his battery, so he kept a bit extra, and now he's going to be on the attack for Chuckle. He certainly is. He's going to be using his battery, not quite. He backs out of it, but he is pushing this Haas driver into turn 2 and 3. Is he going to make the move? No, they want to stay in DRS. They don't want to drop that DRS. That is very, very important by bickering. It's not a great run through there for Checo. He does get a good exit though, however. Will Paul use any battery to try and get past? Will he wait? He's getting very close in that slipstream, but he is going to wait. He's going to take the patient tactic. Chuckle just dropping out of DRS range now of Lewis, who has got back into DRS range of Ross, which does surprise me because he's run out of battery. So maybe he's got really, really good pace and just done that on pure pace alone. Fair play to him if he has. Chuckle just teetering on that edge of that DRS zone. Lewis just losing a little bit there, but he's still within the zone. Ross, very, very close to that DRS zone. I don't think he's got it all years in that DRS zone, because that must have been a mistake from Josh McGill. He's dropped nearly 3/10. But what's the battery status like on these guys? 25 for Josh McGill, 3% for Ross G, but now he's in the DRS. He will just get towed along, so that's going to be great for him. So it's now a massive DRS train all the way back to P9. And the two Alfa Romeo side by side. AJ's made a move on Prof further back, so on his recovery. AJ starting on the mediums as well, so he's only going to get quicker during this race. But yeah, Ross now in the DRS of Josh McGill, and that's going to be huge because that DRS is worth so much lap time. So much, it's an absolute joke. I forgot to put lap data up, but oh well. Now Lewis's brother struggling. He does have DRS for the minute, but with his teammate having DRS, look, he's struggling to stay within DRS. He's struggling through that sequence of corners. He has got a good exit on through there. He's managed to pull back a tiny bit, but not enough at the moment. Because they're going to go through the DRS detection point in just a minute. Ross is all over the back of Josh. I'm not wondering whether Josh has an issue because he's suddenly dropped off the pace. He's really not getting this. Yeah, look, he's all over the place, Josh. I don't know what's going on, but Ross is now going to go make a move for the lead. DRS pass. He's going to be easily passed into the next corner. And we have a new leader. They're all very, very close in this DRS train. I think Fields is close to the back of Danny, but not going to be close enough. Is he going to make a lunge at the inside? The Alpha Tower, he goes defensive. He's not got it. And Josh McGill now all over the back of Ross. And he's going to be looking to make a move back with DRS. Especially with slightly more battery. As AJ now goes for a second spin further back, and that's going to drop him back down once again. Josh McGill, is he going to make the move here? He certainly is going to make the move. Up the inside he goes. They're going to be side by side. Mercedes and Red Bull side by side around Silverstone. Is not like we haven't seen that before in real life. The Red Bull has the inside line, but the Mercedes has the outside line. Is he going to be able to make this stick? No, he has to tuck behind, but he's going to get in the slipstream. That's going to help him along. He's going to hold the line into Copse. The Red Bull goes very wide, takes advantage of track limits, and that is still going to allow Josh McGill through. He had a much better run through there, and that's great driving. And I think he may... Oh no, I think Josh McGill may not get DRS. Who's going to get DRS? It's going to be the Red Bull of Ross. We're going to get another position change. I think once again the Red Bull changes his mind at the last minute, goes to the inside, and now has that position thanks to the DRS. And once again we have another position change. Has Josh McGill got damage? No, he didn't. Sorry, I saw his front wing end plate off, and that nearly allowed Lewis a run of the inside. Chuckle is there as well, but Chuckle's made a move past Lewis. It must have been a mistake from the Red Bull, and that's going to allow Paul now up the inside. There's two positions lost for the Red Bull, but Paul's going to go a bit wide, and now the Red Bull's going to send it back up the inside. Can Paul hold it round the outside? He gives him a squeeze to the inside. Good driving from the pair of them, and the Williams has it for now, but the Red Bull will get a nicer drive out onto this straight, but it's not going to be that long a straight, and they're both going to have DRS. Can Paul hold on to it? He looks like he can. for now. And Josh McGill and Ross going side by side once again. It is all kicking off. Here we go. Josh McGill on the inside this time, and he gets the better run out of the corner. Great traction from the Mercedes. Can Ross do what Josh McGill did and tuck into the slipstream? He's going to have a look, but I don't think he's going to get it done. But Josh McGill gets a nice neat line through here, and it's going to be DRS for the Red Bull as we get onto the main start finish, or the main straight. I keep calling it start finish straight. Shut up, Marcus. And I'm losing the plot. There's so much going on. But now Chuckle is in this fight, and also Paul as well, who's made great moves in this race. There's not much battery on that Red Bull, but he shouldn't need it with the DRS being as powerful as he is. Josh McGill leaves the inside line open, but he's going to hold it round the outside. They're still going to be side by side into the bus stop chicane. Josh McGill's just a little bit behind, but he sends it on the brakes. The Red Bull goes round the outside. It's still side by side. Who's going to get on the power earlier? Josh McGill round the outside. They're still going hammer and tongs with this. Amazing racing. But Josh McGill has the position into turn one. Wow. I'm losing my voice. Chuckle is all over the back. He's going to send it up the inside of the Red Bull. He's going to take the opportunity and put the Red Bull offline. Maybe he can get the switch back on him now. But they're all going to have DRS. Everyone, it's a free-fall at the moment. What a DRS train we have. Don't forget Paul's there, Lewis there, Ginger's there. Aki's not far behind either. He's in the DRS of this. Chuck is now all over the back of Aki as well. He's dropped further back and got a track limits penalty, so not great for him. Oh, look at this, Paul and Lewis. Paul's got the run on Lewis, but Lewis is coming back round the outside. They're going to be side by side into cops. How many times have we seen this race? But Paul takes the inside line. The Red Bull goes very wide indeed and actually gains the position off the circuit. Surely he has to give that position back. He went round the outside, went off the track by quite a way and held that position. I'm sure the Williams of Paul is not going to be happy about that whatsoever. Both of their battery lights are flashing. There is nothing left. Ross G is going to attack for the move for the lead, but Josh McGill has enough battery to hold this. This is the last lap of the sprint race. What a sprint it's been. Into the final chicane we go. Josh McGill, I think, is going to hold this from Ross. Amazing racing. Josh McGill takes the sprint race win. Ross in second, Chuckle third. Lewis holds on to P4, but there might be a steward's inquiry on that overtake. Paul in fifth, Chinch in sixth, Aki seventh, Looney Man eighth. The mediums for Chuck really not working out, dropping to ninth after the penalty, and Lee coming home 10th. Wow. Wow. What can you say? What can you say? That was... It started off rather uninteresting, and it just developed into what can only be described as sheer craziness. I think any one of them could have won that at that point, but Josh McGill held strong. That battery management paying dividends in the end. Driver of the day given to Ross G. Not massively sure, I would say. Wow, I don't know. Probably, I don't know who gained the most positions. Oh, Looney Man. Looney Man, definitely. Gaining a lot. I was thinking it was him or Paul. But yeah, Paul in the end only up 2. Would have been 3 had Lewis not held that position around the outside. I'm sure that's going to be in the stewards after, like I say. But I'd definitely give Looney Man driver of the day for that sprint. Without a shadow of a doubt. We didn't really pay much attention, but he was gaining positions bit by bit. And also managed to get an extra position courtesy of Chuck's penalty. But it was a good drive for the Aston Martin. Mind you, Josh McGill was a good shout for driver of the day on that, holding off that lead. That was an incredible defence from him. It really was. And if that's anything to go by, I am going to lose my voice long before this race is over. I'm going to try and save it for a minute, but wow. We have a hell of a race in store for us now. You can listen to my favourite chap on the tannoy. A completely and utterly useless fact. The fact that that season had, what was that, 6 or 7 races? Hardly a championship, is it? Let's be honest. The Nürburgring is the only F1 track to have hosted 3 different races: the German Grand Prix, European Grand Prix, and Luxembourg Grand Prix. But they're all the same race, aren't they? It's the same track. Because all 3 of them run on the Nürburg. Not the Nordschleife, but the actual Nürburg track. But anyway. Formula 1 is named as such because the participants agreed to a set of rules where the formula are the rules and the 1 referring to the fact that this is the top tier of motor races. Yeah, I'm not massively sure on the validation in that, but okay. And probably one of the most boring ever. Anyway, we're going to get underway with 5 lights once again. Is a reasonable hold, but a bit quicker this time. And away we go for the main Grand Prix in Silverstone. It's a fantastic start once again for Josh McGill, who goes ahead, but Paul Jones Jr. has managed to get the jump on Ross, so that's payback. I'm sure he's staying in the cockpit right now from the sprint race, and he's got ahead one of the Red Bulls back, and now Ross and Lewis trading positions. Lewis has got ahead of Ross. Aki's had a great start up to P7. Ginger's got back, but now Ross back ahead of his teammate in the Red Bull, and that's going to be Aki who's going to be having a look. Up the inside, Aki goes up the inside of Lewis. Great move. Lewis, once again, just running off track a little bit, but he's on those hard compound tyres. That is why he's squeezing Aki to the outside, but Aki gets the better traction with those soft tyres. Is he going to hold it round the outside of Copse? You bet he's going to give it a go, but I think the Red Bull has the ascendancy into that one, and ahead he stays for now. Ross and Paul now going side by side. Wow. Oh, there's contact. That was inevitable. I think that was enough for him. It looked like it from the position I held, but it's contact. We've also had creeps that go round further back, but that Ross has now gone and dropped to the end of the field, and now we've got Aki managing to get ahead of Lewis, but Lewis is now going back at the inside. Great racing from these two. Aki's going to hold it around the outside. Can he have that position? He's going to be the inside. There's contact. The Red Bull comes across on the Alfa Romeo. A little bit of contact, but they got away with it. And now Lewis goes across the curb, and Aki's got the position up into P4. What a start from the Alfa Romeo. He's going to be loving it. Those soft tyres working an absolute treat. We're going to get up all of that data now. Who's on what tyre? Aki's on the soft. That's why he's going up. Chuck's doing the reverse of what he did before and going on the softer tyre and try and get him a good start. But everyone else pretty much on the hards. Couple of medium runners further back. Prof Flea and Danny all on the mediums. I don't really want that telemetry, that's awful. But Chuckle looking like he's got some great pace. He is hounding Josh McGill now for this this lead. As once again, Aki and Lewis trying to go at the inside, but Aki's going to hold it around the outside once again. Is he going to get... Oh, he gets on the curb and he loses a bit of traction, and that's going to allow Lewis back at the inside. But this is costing them precious time, and they have dropped out of DRS range to Paul already. What an opening couple of laps. Once again, Lee and Kingsholm now. Oh, they're all off the circuit. Kingsholm, Lee, AJ goes through. He says, oh, thank you very much. I'll have that one. And he's managed to make a great start up to P9. That's a good start on his recovery. Chuckle still hounding Josh McGill. Don't think he's going to make the move just yet. He's going to sit behind in the slipstream and be happy with that. Chuck and Aki now going side by side. Chuck's going to go at the inside, and the soft tyres on Aki, and Aki dropping a couple of positions on that lap. Unfortunate, but some great racing from him in this opening stint. Amazing stuff to see. Very feisty drive from the Alfa Romeo. What we love to see. Lewis just trying to get back within DRS range of Paul, and it looks like he may just do so. He's set fast as that, but he's going to be burning a lot of battery to do so. Is he in that DRS range? I think he's just about got it. Has he not? We'll have to... Oh, he's got a big wiggle on the exit. That's going to cost him time. Has he got DRS? No, he has not got DRS. No, he has not, and that big wiggle as well. But somehow, despite a massive slide on the exit and no DRS, he's gained time. Okay. So he had a big loss of traction, had no DRS, yet he still gained time on Paul. Something a bit strange about that. Anyway, that's not my point, as we get the amazing sound glitch. Thank you, Code Masters, you absolute bunch of... No, I can't say that. As Chuckle now attacks Josh McGill into Maggots and Beckett's. Flea gets himself a time penalty. We're going to try and ignore the sound as much as we can. DRS is going to be wide open. I think this is going to be an easy pass for Chuckle. That DRS just too powerful for Josh McGill to do anything with. And then through into the lead, the Haas driver goes. We haven't seen him lead a lap for a while. That's great stuff from him. On lap 3, takes the position. And Lewis somehow gaining ridiculous amounts of time. Very strange. As, yeah, Paul now just dropping back a little bit from Josh McGill, but still within half a second. Josh McGill all over the back of Chuckle, though, wanting this position, but he knows he's not going to waste time. He's going to bide his time behind the Haas. He's going to set him up for the switchback, which he does indeed very nicely indeed. Little bit of a wiggle, but I think he's got away with it only a tiny bit. And he's going to have DRS, and I think... he's going to try and make a move into this next corner. Is he? He certainly is. Down the inside, the Mercedes goes. Didn't even use any battery, I don't think. The Haas driver is going to try and hold around the outside and set another switchback up, but couldn't quite make it work on him. Paul's got to defend from the Red Bull, who seems to be monstrously quick in a straight line. At times, when it suits. As Chuckle now hounding Josh McGill once again, and I think if he hangs behind him, this is going to be once again an easy pass. Look at them, 10th between each one of them. Crazy stuff. DRS open once again. Are we going to see a pass from Chuckle? We certainly are. And again, side by side, further back, Chuck and Lewis now going to go hanging out side by side. I think Lewis gave Chuck a bit of a tap, and he runs wide, and Aki says thank you very much, I will go through. And Royal Rumble gets past Flea going very wide of the circuit. He's going to go back up the inside into the chicane, but he's got to give up that position to the Alpine. He's got a better exit, but there's an Alpine in the way, he can't do that. Josh McGill very close still to Chuckle. All of these cars nose to tail at the moment. Silverstone always brings the greatest racing on this game. Always has done, always will. It's an okay track, but just the racing it promotes is amazing. Lewis G with some ridiculous speed coming out the corners. Maybe it's in the traction zones he's gaining those. We'll keep an eye on that. Josh McGill really close to the back of Chuckle. Trying to even get out the slipstream. He's just that bit too close. I think he had to lift through there. Lost him a bit of time because Paul now all over the back of him. Try and ignore this. That sound glitch continues. We are going to see once again Chuckle now going to defend. Oh, that's Chuck. Chuck's round. Chuck is round, but Josh McGill's going to go to the inside and take the lead. But yeah, Chuck has dropped it and is down to P14. I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself with that. They're still going to be side by side. Chuckle tries to go up the inside of Josh into the final chicane, but can't make that move. Stick. AJ, by the way, up to P6. Oh, P5 make that. Aki. Oh, no. Devastated. After such a great opening stint, the Alfa Romeo has dropped it. And he's going to be tumbling further down the order as Phils makes a move. And he's back with his friend Chuck. Rosti back up to P10. After that contact earlier on. Into the lead we go once again. Oh, Lee and Kingsholm trading places. As Kingsholm has left the session. Oh dear. Let's try and send him an invite. I think he might have lagged out. I can't I can't do much. No, it won't let me invite. Let's see. Oh, here he is. I'll send him a couple of invites. There we go. And he's got that. So I managed to get that. But let's keep an eye on Chuckle, because I think this is going to be once again a pass for Paul. I'll tell you what, very, very close. Back to both of these guys. We're not going to get the sound glitch on board, but we're going to get it off board. That makes sense. As now Chuckle goes to the inside, but Paul does as well. And Josh McGill could be down 2 places here. He's going to hang it around the outside, but there's a Williams there on the inside. They're all on the same time, so no advantage from anyone. Oh, that's very, very late on the break from Josh McGill. I think that was a mistake there. Now Chuckle makes a mistake. Unbelievable stuff. Paul now up the inside. Lewis makes a slide and makes a mistake, but he doesn't seem to have lost him any time somehow. He's still in this battle. Josh McGill goes wide. That must be a track limits warning. He was just off, I think. And now, very late on the brakes, he taps the back of Paul. And off the track once again he runs. This is starting to get gloves off between these three. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. As I take a deep breath once again. Whew. Ross now making a move past the AI car. King's on. We're going to get massive amounts of sound glitches, which is going to be incredibly annoying. Oh, it's Josh McGill now getting a run on Paul. Up the inside he goes into Cops. He's going to make that move stick. Wow. What a move. What racing between these two. Unbelievable stuff. Look how close they are. This is incredible. And down onto the main straight we go. DRS for both of them. Can they make a move on each other? Can they make a move on Chuckle? Let's see. Paul going to go to the inside, but he gets blocked off by the Mercedes with a late lunge. I think it's all fair though. And it's as you were. Unreal. Unreal racing. Oh, there's a mistake from Chuckle. Josh McGill's going to get a run on him now. But I think he had to lift. I think he got too much of a run on him. What a battle. What a battle this is turning out to be. We've also got to keep an eye on AJ, who's in P6 right behind Ginge on those soft tyres. So he'll be one to keep an eye out for. Josh McGill with DRS. I think this is going to be a pass down the inside. Oh, there's contact! A late move from Chuckle, and there's contact. That looked a little bit late now as Lewis sends it around the outside of Paul. But nothing doing there. Paul's going to hold the outside line. The Red Bull tries his luck last minute. It didn't have enough of a wheel alongside though. And Paul closes the door on him. Chuckle in P2, he's going to go at the inside of Josh McGill into Cops. I think he had to take a bit of inside curb and that runs him wide. The Red Bull of Lewis once again going wide and trying to take the position off of Paul. I think this is definitely going to go to the stewards if he continues to do so. Surely that's going to give him a warning at the very least. But that's a couple of times now he's gone off the track to try and get in that position. He's going to have to watch out he doesn't get in trouble. But that's Lee. Lee's out of the session. What has happened? And that is a safety car. Unreal. That is not good news for the hard compound runners, but it is good news for the soft compound runners. Josh McGill in, Chuckle in, Paul in, Lewis in, all last minute. They're diving across the pit line. I think everyone's going to be in. They have to be. They've got no choice. I think the mediums will last to the end. But we may... Yeah. I think the mediums will last, but they're going to be pretty dead. Just absolutely plays into the hands of anyone on softs or mediums because they can put some hards on and go comfortably to the end. Oh, there's a Williams double stack. That's going to hurt Ginge massively. Is he going to lose positions? No, I think he's got away with it. Looney Man's still behind him. So he's got away with it. AJ's actually lost out to Looney Man in that round of pit stops. So he obviously got held. In that one. As Creeper decides not to pit. And he goes up to P8. The only driver of every 19 drivers left. Creeper, the only driver not to pit. interesting decision on the Alpine. Considering it's only got him up to P8 as well. Yeah, interesting. But I'm going to take a moment to let my voice recover. Apologies for the silence in the next few minutes. Oh dear, right. My voice is struggling, there's so much going on. Just unreal. Whew. This is anybody's. This is absolutely anybody's. And with DRS being as stupidly powerful as it is, unless anyone makes a mistake, it's just going to be DRS pass constantly and changing. You really want to be in P2 on the final lap, don't you? Let's be honest. It's going to be a case of deliberately trying to hold back, knowing that you're going to get a ridiculous overspeed of DRS. And you're going to get past easily. It'll be interesting tactics, very, very interesting from all of these guys. Well, lap 10 of 26. I imagine we'll see the safety car come in at the end of this lap. Josh McGill is holding the lead still, somehow. He's holding on to it by the skin of his teeth. He's got Haas's and Williams all over him and past him and back past him and round and back behind him again. It's been a pretty crazy opening first stint to the Grand Prix. They've got a few people lagging behind and failing to keep up under safety car. Not sure what's going on there. Hopefully it doesn't delay the removal of the safety car. It certainly doesn't, because there's your message. Safety car in this. Wow. So Josh McGill now becomes the de facto safety car. He dictates the pace, as always. Why they're weaving, I don't know. Absolutely no need to weave in this game. And he decides when to go. He cannot overtake the safety car. Nobody can overtake him. Ooh, a little bit of going and not. And he's going now into the fast right-hander, and he's caught Chuckle a little bit, but Chuckle is kind of sticking with it. Paul has definitely not been caught out by that. He's had a good restart, certainly. But yeah, Chuckle just losing a little bit there, and Josh McGill now gaining loads through that final chicane, and he's broken DRS. So that's a great final chicane. And Josh McGill, what a restart he's made, and he's going to be burning battery, but I imagine Chuckle is going to use it as well. Phil gets himself a time penalty. Matty Jones gets past Creeps, so Creeps are on those old hard tyres. So the Ferrari using those mediums to good effect. Ross is now going to send it back up the inside as well of Creeps, and he gets that move made, and I think he's going to be now having a look at sizing the Ferrari up. He certainly is down the inside. But Matty Jones is not going to have any of it. Runs a bit off the track and gets himself with the penalty as a result. And now he's going to have to give it up. And that's Chuck! Once again, he's gone round. I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself. Flea gets past Kingsholm. He looks like he's still AI. And his teammate Phil's going to get past him. We're going to go back with the leaders once again. As Flea gets himself a penalty, and that's not good news for him. He's on softs. Interesting strategy call. We're going to get the sound glitch once again, which is absolutely abysmal. Sort it out, Cody's. But Josh McGill has that DRS gap on Chuckle, as Chuck now gets himself a penalty for corner cutting. And that could pay a big difference. As he now slips past his lap, I hope he's not burning too much battery. He needs to hold this gap to Chuckle as much as possible, and Chuckle needs to get in the DRS as quickly as possible. He's not going to be able to do it. He's definitely pushing because Paul is struggling to keep up as well. Lewis once again getting... Oh, that is awful. Getting a slide to the back end, yet still managing to gain. Good. I don't know what this Red Bull's doing, but he is, even when he slides and has a loss of traction, he's gaining massively out of the traction zone and down the straight. Whether he's running low wings or high rear wing or just nuts on the traction, I'm not sure, but interesting to see. Paul just dropping out of DRS. Chuckle just getting in it on Josh McGill. It's not going to matter at the moment because it's not enabled. But he will then start to pick up the slipstream effect. And it's also psychological once you're in it. Josh McGill now thinks, oh, it's all over. And it could well be. That gap, 9/10. Will the Haas get DRS next lap? At the moment, he's on course to do so. Paul teetering on the edge. He needs to start pushing to get it. He's just got it under at the minute, but it then goes back over again. It's so close. DRS is now enabled. We will get our first bout of DRS in a minute. The detection point is here. How close is Chuckle going to be? I think he's just got out of it. Or did he get in it? That is so close. Paul definitely got in it. Chuckle was a bit slow through the first two corners. Did he get DRS? No, he didn't. He did not get DRS. And his lights flashing. That is massive. That is massive as Lewis gets a huge run once again on the Williams. Despite the Williams having DRS. And once again he's going to get the run, the slipstream into Cops. Can he do it? But this is going to hold them up. Paul needs to stay within DRS with Chuckle. And I think he's just about to do so. That he's going to be close on the edge, but he... Oh! He may not have got it, you know. That was really close. If he hasn't, he's in trouble. He has got it. That is massive for him, but he hasn't got any battery. Neither's the Red Bull. But somehow the Red Bull is still flying past him or around the outside. As Lewis now goes at the inside of Paul. And I think Paul's going to have to give this position up. No, he's not. He's not going to give it up. What terrible camera angles we're getting. Can't see what's going on, but they're still side by side now. Lewis takes the position, but it's cost him huge amounts of time. That audacious move and battling has cost them massive amounts of time to Chuckle. They have lost DRS. They are well out of it. Perhaps best to wait. Who knows? Who knows? Chuckle still teetering on the edge. He's trying his best to keep Josh McGill honest here. Josh McGill just too strong as Ross now goes at the inside of Looney Man. Looney Man then will make that the inside for the hairpin. He tries to hold it out, but that what was that? Traction on the exit. Ross G gaining massive amounts to coming out of there. Wow. Fair play as Lewis gets himself a time penalty. I called it earlier. He's been using too much of the runoff at Cops. Taking advantage of it. And now the game has said, I've had enough. We're going to punish you for it. And he has got a 3-second time penalty. And that could cost him massively in this race. He's got the gap down to Chuckle by massive amounts. Nearly half a second gain. What is going on further back? There's a yellow flag. Flea is round. Flea has gone round and dropped to the back of the field. Royal Rumble and Bugatti going side by side. Royal up the inside. Crazy stuff, crazy. Lap 15 of 26. Medium's holding up well for the medium runners. Ross G now all over the back of Ginge. Caught up to him very quickly indeed. Can he make this move? If he gets a good exit, he should be able to with DRS. So powerful. Ginge does not have DRS, and I think this is going to be move made down the inside. The Red Bull goes, and the Mercedes behind is going to make AJ on Looney Man. That's going to harder pass because they both got DRS, but Looney Man goes back in the inside. AJ holds it round the outside. Can he make it stick? Not quite. Nearly. He's just pointing the nose ahead, but it's by millimetres, if anything. And I think he's just got it going into Cops. Wow. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Does Chuckle? Chuckle has DRS. Chuckle has DRS on Josh McGill. Massive. As Ross and Ginge now go side by side. Ginge decides he'll have a go. But oh, there's contact! The Red Bull comes across. I don't think there was anywhere Ginge could go there. The Red Bull came across and he is round. I'm not sure that was just how I read it in that moment. It didn't look like Ginge could go anywhere. But I'd have to watch it back from both of their points of view. Maybe Ginge did have a snap or come across to the Red Bull. Maybe it was a bit of both. But it was just how I read it in the moment. But that has killed Ross's race, who is once again, for the second time, made contact with the Williams. Chuckle continues to stay a bit more comfortably now in DRS. But Lewis not far behind. Lewis putting on the afterburners with no battery, which is quite surprising. He's nearly got DRS. Oh, there's a huge wobble. That's going to cost him a good few tenths going down this straight, and it does, look. He's had a huge moment, maybe just pushing too hard. That's lost him like 6 tenths down there. And another wobble. Well, yeah, again. Yeah, he's gained a tenth, even with that wobble. Strange. But anyway, I don't know whether the game's just telling me lies about this Delta. It just seems strange. Like, and look, he's gained nearly half a second through that chicane. That can't be right. This isn't me. My eyes aren't deceiving me. Something's not right there. I know whether the game's telling me porkies, but look at the time he's gaining on it. It's just a bit. It just seems a bit abnormal. But okay. Because Ross gets himself a time penalty for corner cutting as well. I just don't know whether the Delta's broken with the game or what's going on. Who knows? Flea retires from the session in the pits. He's had enough. He's had a bit of a torrid race, really, as his teammate not faring much better. Disaster for Alpine. Lewis, despite being nearly 2 seconds down at the start of his lap, is nearly. Oh, look at that wobble again! He's had a massive wobble through there. Yet this time not. What's going on? Is something going wrong with my screen? Can anyone tell me, are they seeing this? It's not just me, is it? Because that was a huge wobble, and he's even bigger than the last lap, but he only lost a tenth. I think I'm going mad here. Yeah, again another wobble. I don't know, but there's something strange is going on here. It's got me scratching my head. This is a bit. I don't know whether the game's like bugging out, because it keeps showing the Red Bull like losing massive traction. If you are watching, please pop in the comments and let me know I'm not going silly. Ross has DNF'd in the pit lane. He's given up. He's had enough in this race. Yeah, just, I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe the game's playing tricks on me. I don't know. All a bit strange as Lewis now. Yeah, it's just gained so much. So suddenly. I don't know whether the delta's broken. I don't think he got DRS there, but he was really, really close. Look, again! A big wobble on the exit. This time it does lose him a lot of time. A shed load of time. So much so Paul is flying past. Strange. Very, very strange. Looney Man now gets past AJ. Round the outside. Thank you very much. I'll have that P5. What a drive for Looney Man. Great stuff. Danny and Matty Jones now. Oh, Matty's in the pits, that's right. Matty deciding those mediums are not going to last. Interesting call. Paul trying to get in the DRS zone. Not able to do so. He's going to have the Red Bull behind him though. Yeah, see, look at that. The delta gained for Paul. Oh, that is Lewis who has sent Paul round. He's gone into the back of him and sent the Williams round, sent himself round as well. He's come off worse. It's lost Paul loads of time. I don't think it's going to lose him any positions. Lewis is going to lose more positions, which perhaps you could argue fair enough. But that has cost Paul any chance of potentially wanting to win this race. I don't think they would have done it because they weren't in DRS zone, but they were close. And the slightest mistake from Chuckle and they would have been in it. Paul is going to be fuming. He's now got Looney Man in DRS. He's staring at the down the barrel of a podium. AJ not far behind though. He's going to be looking pretty aggressively to get past Looney Man and back into 4th place. Can he make the move up the inside? He goes, they've both got DRS. Oh my goodness, Josh McGill, a 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Both him and Chuckle in the pits as the Mercedes goes at the inside. Looney Man trying to hold it round. What drama. Right at the end, the 2 medium runners not feeling confident to go to the end of the race. They've pulled the trigger. But Josh McGill with a penalty. Amazing stuff. Paul's in the pits as well. They're all going for a fresh set of softs. So clearly the wear on the mediums very, very high. Lewis G is retired in the pit lane. He's given up. Wow. Danny hanging it out. Danny will go to the end of the race on these tyres. He is in a mighty strong position. I did not see this coming. Ginge, Looney Man, AJ, are they going to try and hang it out? If the... Wow, okay, this has turned the race upside down. Absolutely upside down. Will the mediums last? Or is everyone on mediums going to have to pit now? I would assume that they probably are. But we're going to have a fight for what is now the lead of the race. AJ holding off Looney Man. Ginge right behind as well. And if they've been looking after their tyres and go to the end, wow, what a position these guys are in. But I don't know. DRS open. AJ defends the inside. Looney Man goes round the outside. Just enough room for a Mercedes on the inside. And through they go. And they're not going to pit. So they think they can go to the end. Danny definitely can go to the end. Chuck's going to carry on. Bugatti's going to carry on. Royal Rumble's going to carry on. Prof will inevitably on the hard. But he's got Josh McGill all over the back of him. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Chuckle. Oh, Chuckle gets himself... Oh, more drama. Chuckle has himself a time penalty. Josh McGill gets through. And now he needs only 2 seconds on Chuckle. As Chuckle now gets through on Prof. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Josh McGill now over the back of Royal Rumble. This is going to be a fairly easy pass with DRS. Where is Chuckle? Is he going to be close enough? No, he's not. So could this cost him a bit of time? Somebody's taken out the brake marker boards. So incredibly annoying if you don't run brake racing line. But look how much this is costing Chuckle. He's going to go at the inside of Royal Rumble. What a move from the Haas driver. He's got the position made, but he's just behind Josh McGill. He's going to burn a bit of battery. He needs to get in that DRS zone. I can't see them. Hang on, Josh McGill. Who knows? As Looney Man and AJ now trade positions once again for the lead. AJ now into the lead. Ginge sitting behind quite comfortably. Chuckle will have DRS. It'll have turn back in, but he's going to have to sit with Josh here. He needs to stay within 2 seconds of him. Wow. There's a big gap between Danny and the top 3. My concern is how quickly the mediums are going to go off. Looking at it now, I think that the leaders have thrown it away, but I'm guessing those mediums are really on the edge to the end of the race. They have to be really, really close on tyre wear. And it's really annoying we can't see a graphic for tyre wear. That would be amazing. But I suppose it adds to the tense. The tension, sorry. I can't even get my words out. Unbelievable. What a race. What a race. 16 drivers left in this race. AJ leading the race. Looney Man in P2. Ginge in P3. If you've only just joined us, I have no way of describing to you what has happened in the first 75% of this race, because I have no idea what has gone on. It's been chaos. Great racing, but chaos. As AJ looks like he's managing to defend a bit. Check on Josh McGill. Oh, Chuck on Danny. Chuck is going to make a move on Danny, and that was the 9 by the game. But yeah, through the Haas goes. He has got a penalty to contend with, so that'll be interesting. There's Josh McGill up the inside of Bugatti. He's dropped Chuckle by quite some margin now. So looking safe, but Josh McGill on a charge. Back up to the front. He's only a second and a half behind Danny, who's right behind Chuck. Then he's got a big gap to the top 3. But the pace of this Mercedes, I'm sure he's going to be on it. There he goes. Ross has left the session. Yep, the 2 Red Bulls, what could have been for them today. I think in the end, yeah, well, not much to say really. But I have a feeling they could end up, both of them being in the stewards for one reason or another. Ginge runs a bit too much entry and then a bit too much exit because of it. Probably got himself a warning for that, I imagine. Josh McGill very close up to the line. He's not got much ERS left either, which could be costly. So much more grip through Maggotts and Beckett's, and we'll be looking to make a move. Look at that, he's pushing the AlphaTauri that gets it all out of shape. Oh my goodness, Danny, wow, what a save from the AlphaTauri. I don't know whether there was contact there. It was very close, but Danny with a massive bank slapper, but holding on to it. Josh McGill now fakes the outside, goes to the inside, and he will have Chuck. The measure on Chuck into the last chicane with superior grip, and through into P4 he goes. And I think he's going to pull a gap fairly comfortably with that extra grip, and more than likely pull a gap on these 2. I would have thought. But he does have 5-second penalty to contend with. Matty Jones gets himself a time penalty. How's Chuckle getting on? He's behind that Matty. Oh, that's why he's in the pits. He's given up, but okay, dokie, back with the leaders. They're all just running in a bit of a train at the moment. Ginge right behind Looney Man, but Looney Man has the DRS on AJ. AJ towing them along nicely. Josh McGill only 7 seconds behind them, but he's going to have to catch them at a rate of knots. But if their tyre wear goes off, if their tyres are about puncture territory, never say never. As through they go. Looney Man looking pretty close. Yes, AJ's going defensive. Looney Man round the outside. We've seen this before. He keeps it in track limits, nearly a bit of contact, but all good racing between the pair of them. This has been great stuff all race long. But wow, what a move from AJ round the outside into the bus stop. Great stuff. As Paul now gets moved past Prof and Paul in 10th position. That hit round from the Red Bull really costing him, especially after their decision to pit. They obviously thought the mediums couldn't last, but at the moment the medium runners proving to us that they can. And I just think the top three have cost themselves a podium here. As Chuckle gets past Bugatti with the superior grip on the softs. And that gap cut down by nearly 2 seconds in the last lap from Josh McGill. But when he does catch him, he's still got 5 seconds to do. Creeps to get himself a time penalty, I think. And a corner cut in one of... What was that? That was a bit strange. Anyway, unless I misread that. Danny holding on to the back of Chuck, though. Chuck not pulling any gap. Those mediums dying off, I imagine. Danny in a very strong position here. We're back with the leaders. Looney Man not close enough. Once again, Ginge still all over the back of the two guys. And Danny's going to be making a move on Chuck round the outside. Can he hold the move? No, he cannot. Chuckle manages to hold on to it. Paul, though, will breeze past Royal Rumble. Great stuff from the Williams into P9. And we're on the last lap. The medium runners are still going. No punctures in sight at the moment. Can they hold on? Can AJ hold on? Can Looney Man get past? Can Ginge get the jump on both of them? We will see. Ginge needs to make a move on Looney Man now, and if he can, he's in a good position. But I don't think he's going to be able to. No, he's not. Josh McGill still cutting that gap down. It's going to rely on a puncher. I think a puncher is the only thing that can save the soft runners now. Ginge really, really hounding Looney Man here. He's looking like the man that's going to make the move, but that DRS of Looney Man and slipstream that he's getting is going to be able to hold him off. AJ flies through Maggots and Buckets. This is his final chance. He needs to be able to defend, but I think Ginger's pretty close to the back of Looney Man. AJ's got a nice run out of there. Is Looney Man close enough? I don't think so. Ginger might be close enough, though. Looney Man has to go defensive to the inside. The Williams goes. It was a late-minute lunge, but he couldn't make it. There's not a heavy enough braking zone. AJ is going to hold off into the final chicane. It's going to be victory for Mercedes. Not the Mercedes you expected all race long, but AJ takes the victory. What tyre management from him. Looney Man P2. Amazing race. Ginger in P3. Josh McGill P4. What could have been, he bottled it, I think. Chuck in P5. Chuckle in P8. He must have got time penalties. Danny gets P5. Bugatti gets P6. The two Hasses 7th and 8th. Paul in 9th. Royal Rumble in 10th. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, look at that graphic. 15 places gained by AJ, and he's won the Grand Prix. Amazing stuff. It is not the Mercedes we expected to win this race. No offence, AJ, but probably was quite offensive. Josh McGill leading for the majority of this race. AJ so far down the order after the mistakes in the sprint. What a drive. What a drive from the top three. Looney Man as well. Unbelievable. I think driver of the day, AJ, without a shadow of a doubt, but Looney Man, honourable mention, you are a close runner-up. Great stuff from these guys, and just simply sublime racing. Chuckle in the chat. What a tool. Why did we pit? No words. Josh saying, mate, we bottled that so bad. Just asking everyone where the mediums were because I'm interested. Yeah, big points all for Mercedes there. AJ Baker takes the victory. What a race. Looney Man P2, amazing from him too. Gin, a brilliant podium. Josh McGill will get fastest lap in P4, but I'm sure he's going to be gutted with that. Danny, a great race also. P13 to P5, that's gone under the radar. Amazing stuff from Danny. Bugatti P6, Chuck P7, Chuckle. I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself in P8. So does Paul in P9. And Royal Rumble rounding out the top 10. Looney Man tells me he was too scared to look at what tyre wear he was on. Can't say I blame him. They were convinced the mediums were going to get punctures, but in the end they didn't. They held out, and amazing stuff. But thank you everyone for joining. What a race! I don't know what's gone on. I hope you enjoyed that. That was absolutely sublime from start to finish to watch. It truly was a great race. Great Britain always delivers. And what a mix-up in the championship that's going to cause. Great stuff. But until next week, good night.